Right, make sure you pop up at 40 because he's uploading a video. Link is in the description of that. We're multitasking here. Look, it was an absolutely fantastic performance. You've seen a lot of the videos already. This is the last word. And we've got Paul, 40, bit of a chatterbox as the pair of them, so we'll try and shorten that down because Johnny, the cameraman, this time's got a bit of a sore back, so we'll crack on. But look, we know it's a great win. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the lineup, we're seeing Saint-Maximin, which everybody wanted. Obviously, it didn't end well for him after his injury, but were you happy with it?
I was over the moon. I said before on the drive down, I've said previously, I said last week on the radio show that he needed to take a body out of central midfield and he needed to put an extra one up front, because I said Almiron works much better in a 3 as opposed to a 2. So it's any combination, they got an extra body up top so that we're in the Rafa-esque formation. Because, I mean, you saw it last season with Perez and Rondon, the difference it makes for Almiron. Today, he was absolutely fantastic, and it gives him a platform to be able to do what he does best and show the work ethic, the running, the heart, the desire, the blood and the guts, everything that Almiron is known for. So I was really pleased. I was a little bit disappointed about Kraft being in over...
Say it, go on.
I don't really want to say it. I wouldn't want to say Yedlin or anyone else, but...
Your lover, Manquillo.
Oh, I just like... I said he had been playing really well and I was surprised. I thought if you're playing well, you keep the shirt. I wanted to see him back in, but apart from that, formation wise and the people who we brought in was what I wanted to see.
You happy with that?
Yeah, over the moon.
So, look, I'm mentally drained. What a day.
Martin Dubravka.
Christ. You can tell by what a game everyone's happy. Howie, I'm trying to be professional here.
Oh, alright.
Right.
Hold on.
Are you talking shite again?
You were uploading a video whilst this video was on.
I'm trying to look for Harry Kane.
Oh, Jamal's got him?
Oh, Jamal's got him in his pocket. Oh, right.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So first half, look, we knew that we're going to be under the cosh. We knew that.
Under the cosh, they had us pinned back.
But they did, but they really, 40, forget about our goal for a second. There's only one chance that Dubravka had a chance to save, and he done well to save it, don't get me wrong, but they didn't really threaten now first half, did they?
Not in the first half. In the second half, it was all guns blazing, and we was literally just hemmed in. I don't think we had a real opportunity in the second half, but first half, nah, not really, up until the goal.
Talk to me about the goal. What are your initial thoughts? Because obviously we've seen Saint-Maximin come off, which everyone would have been concerned about because we want the lad to do well. Now it looks like he's got another injury. Just talking on that just quickly, that's the doctor's fault for passing him the goal. It's not Steve Bruce's fault. The doctors would have went and the physios would have went to Bruce. He's fit to play. And obviously if that is the same injury, that's the physio room. Going back to the goal, what a ball by Atsu. No one likes Atsu. This man doesn't.
I know. I honestly, God, I thought he was offside. I thought it was offside.
Really?
Yeah, because the way that all the defenders stopped, I thought it was offside, but what's Johnny doing?
Johnny thinks it was offside.
I honestly, God, thought it was offside because the way the Tottenham defenders stopped, he had all the time in the world and he had to put it in the back of the net. And then there was absolute scenes in the way. Absolute scenes.
It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So, we're 1-0 up. We're just praying to get half-time. We did, Paul, but obviously Fordy just said there was a bit of an onslaught, although I don't think Spurs really... You've mentioned about Richie, the huff and the puff quote that you do, but really, yeah, you might say Mora should have scored. But as you've said, Harry Kane was in his back pocket, Jamal Lascelles bossed it, and there's several of players that you can mention there. You've mentioned just in the player score ratings. What a performance by the defensively, wasn't it?
The defence to a man stood up and it literally it was a men's performance. It was brilliant. You know, to think about, you can bring Eriksen off the bench and we were sitting there thinking, oh no, this could be the crucial bit of the match, and yet still, you know, Sissoko failed cross after failed cross after failed cross. Even when it got in the middle and got into the mix, the Newcastle defence were literally scrambling all over it, and they look as if they've been fed on raw meat all week. I mean, no shitting about. Like, it was a back against the wall sort of performance.
No offence to vegans or vegetarians, in there.
No, but literally they looked as if they'd been fed on raw meat. And you were just so proud of them. Kyle was hugging and kissing grown men, dancing about. We were giving
twice
it
now, that's went on video.
Yeah, twice. We were giving it large to all the rest of the Tottenham supporters.
I was in tears. You know, it's quite an emotional. I mean, he's kissing blokes. I was crying.
Oh God.
You know. This sounds like a night out, doesn't it?
Could you imagine if we actually won a league? Like, I know it's going way ahead, but if you're crying over a 1-0 win against...
Fordy's been on drugs as well.
I cried when we won the Intertoto Cup.
Wow.
It was that much of
Paul, that's going to another level.
Oh, no, come on now.
I wouldn't cry for that.
Intertoto glory days.
Scott Park and everyone.
Glenn Roder. Glenn Roder's back army. Hold on, isn't it Brucey's Tangerine Army today? Because we played
Brucey bonus.
we played Norwich though.
Between Tango men and high vis, like men at work, you know what I mean?
Army or Tangerine Army? Let us know in the comment section below.
Right, anyways, let's get back to focus. Right, when, again, I think it was Atsu, clipped that ball over to Joe Linton, and he was in on goal, bad touch, and you think he could have just ended it there, couldn't he?
He could have, but you know what? I was hating against Joe Linton last week, I'm not going to lie. Because Pookie made him look like an absolute... He made him look like bloody... What's the name? Riviere Part 2. But today, he stood firm and he's bossing it today. Everything stuck to him. Kind of like... Look, even Johnny's crying behind the camera. Look, he's in tears. What have you done to him?
Back, mate.
We've got a 5-hour drive again from here. It's going to be emotional on the way home.
He's thinking about it again, isn't he? He's thinking about that moment. When you think about that moment, when you just look back at it, I was there.
No, but seriously though, you say that you're joking on about that, but this is going to be a memory for a lot of fans who don't have much hope, and they're going to say, I was saying to Johnny on the way up when we went to get the camera, remember that day it was red hot in London and we beat Spurs in their own back garden?
Yeah, I was saying this in the previous vid, like, moments like this is our cup final, and it's sad to say, but it is. We're not going to get to cup finals, so we need to enjoy them while they're here. We had it last season against Man City, gloated on for the majority of the season.
Said that, Fordy, to beat Man City and Spurs in the same year, you'd have thought you were a glue sniffer if somebody came out with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, we've got emotional people, we've got people on drugs, we've got people crying, people kissing men. We just need a glue sniffer. Johnny, fancy it?
Next week on Newcastle Fans TV.
Yeah.
All we need is a duff as well.
So at least nobody shits on each other on Newcastle Fans TV. Just saying, like.
Let's hear from Steve Bruce.
I'm delighted for not just myself, my staff, and more importantly the players, who are the most important people in any club. They've bought in this week. We all had to take the criticism, which is always pretty fierce in our club. Probably that's what makes it the great club it is. You have to deal with it. But today, all week, we've worked on how are we going to play and how we're going to go about it, and tweaking a little tactical, and thankfully the players have bought into it and done extremely well with it.
The players certainly looked like they knew what their jobs were.
Well, some of the criticism like that, they know what their jobs were. You know, since we walked through the door, that's all we've worked on. Now today we've changed a little bit of our system, but they all know their jobs. This thing that, you know, seems to surround me is quite incredible. That, you know, you would think after 20 years and 950 matches I would at least know how to set up a team. But that's the criticisms unfortunately we have to take, but the only way you can respond to it is by your team and your people around you responding in the right way today. And I'm delighted for the supporters who paid their money again and can't even get a train home, and I hope they have a good trip back.
And that was Steve Bruce, so he was clean as a whistle there. So,
he was.
Look, I think, and I'm calling you 40 now, Paul.
Keep it to.
Keep it real.
That's the only thing I can do.
So, where am I going with this? Right, this was more of an important win for him than it was for Newcastle, I feel, because now that gets the fans a little bit off his back.
It does. We need to follow it up with a win next week against Watford. It only means that if we start picking up some consistent, decent results, but it's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like you say, if this is what a win like here,
absolutely amazing.
So, come on, let's leave Rob at home. Rob's at home.
I heard absolutely amazing.
Rob's at home.
Atsu on the brain, see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Start Atsu in the next match, Bruce. Come on. Oh, it's Bruce out. No, I'm only kidding.
Early doors, but the league table 40, we've got 3 points off. I know it's very early, and now we're still second bottom, but that win is a huge. I don't believe so. That win's a massive confidence boost.
And I was going to watch match of the day as well.
We're 3 points away from like third or something like that now.
Right. Yeah, go and sell it better than that, man. God.
Let's go for Champions League then, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Look, technically, hear me out.
We'll beat the Champions League final team.
Why are you taking my words for me, man? We beat the Champions League finalists in their own backyards. We're going to the Champions League. Champions League, baby.
I don't think I can hear you that far.
Champions League, baby. No, but come on. Oh, just got to enjoy it. Just got to enjoy
Yeah, you've got to join these moments.
will
We're
say
all
as
laughs
well-
and giggles, and you can tell we're enjoying ourselves.
Credit to Tottenham supporters, because we've been stopped umpteen times coming out and they've all been like, look, you did well. You know,
Not often
credit
you get
to
that, is it?
You don't get that all the time. Certainly if you go to some other grounds like Stadium of Light, that sort of thing, you wouldn't get that sort of reaction. So it was classy by the Spurs supporters. Obviously they're not happy, but very gracious. Very gracious.
They're going to roll over teams when teams come here, whether it be your Liverpool's,
You must be
Watford's,
buzzing
whatever.
that Spurs were beating the day. You know, with the North London links and stuff. Anyways, we'll carry on from that. Let's.
I was trying to have a serious moment here and he has to ruin it as well.
Right, whether you think this is professional or not, let us know. We're all just joking around because we're happy we won a fucking game, not just
we're
a
just
game.
some Newcastle United fans having a laugh, supporting the team that we love. They've come from far, I've only come from the other side of London, but same thing, we're still enjoying it. We're having a laugh, man, just enjoy
I've
it.
come from a DL postcode, do you know that?
Let's not get on to postcodes because that
Right.
gets the people upset.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you think of all the videos tonight. Ta-ra.
Come on.